Hello friends, in this video I'll be talking about the mechanism of release of insulin from the pancreatic beta cells. Okay, so this insulin it is a peptide hormone. It is a peptide hormone, and the major function of it is it is involved in the blood glucose homeostasis. Okay, and it is also called as the glucose depositing hormone. It is also called as the glucose depositing hormones. Okay, and this insulin, it is secreted from the pancreatic beta cells. So in this video we'll be talking what is that factor that causes the release of insulin from the pancreatic beta cells. Okay, so this is pancreatic. Let's suppose this is pancreatic beta cells. Okay, now there are different kinds of transporters like GLUT1, GLUT2, GLUT3, GLUT4, GLUT5. So there are different kinds of transporters, GLUT transporters, that causes the entry of glucose from outside of the cell to inside of the cells. Okay, now during the well-fed state, during the well-fed state, when the level of glucose in the blood increases, it is taken up by this pancreatic beta cells. Okay, and in the pancreatic beta cells, the glucose, it undergoes glycolysis. Okay, now during this process, when the glucose they are metabolized, there is a release of ATP, or there is a formation of ATP, okay, which is the energy source for our body, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, now this pancreatic beta cells, it consists of the channel. It consists of a channel which is called as ATP sensitive potassium channel. ATP sensitive potassium channel. Okay, now when there is hyperglycemia or during the well-fed state, and during this process when the glucose is taken up by the pancreatic beta cells, there is rise in concentration of this ATP. Okay, and this channel, which is ATP sensitive potassium channel, that allow the potassium to go outside of the cell, is very sensitive in change in concentration of this ATP. Okay, so when inside the pancreatic beta cells there is a rise in concentration of ATP, or the ATP by ADP ratio is increased, what happens is there is a closure of the channel called as ATP sensitive potassium channel. Okay, that happens during the well-fed state when there is a rising concentration of ATP inside the pancreatic beta cells. Okay, so rising concentration of ATP, or when there is ATP by ADP ratio is higher inside the pancreatic beta cells, there is a closure of this channel. Okay, now the potassium and this channel in normal conditions, they allow the potassium to come outside of the cells. Okay, the closure of this channel causes the inhibition of exit of the potassium ions, leading to the depolarization of this pancreatic beta cells membrane. Okay, so this depolarization means there is a rise in the membrane potential. Okay, and the depolarization triggers the opening of voltage gated calcium channel. Okay, the depolarization of the pancreatic beta cells causes the opening of voltage gated calcium channels. Okay, now these calcium ions, they enter inside the pancreatic beta cells. Okay, and the calcium ions, it causes the fusion of vesicle containing insulin onto this pancreatic beta cell membrane. Okay, and the insulin, they are released in the circulation. Okay, thank you.